Hi everyone, Alyssa with MHJ Realtors here. We've been fielding a lot of calls lately from people who want to move from one home that they own to another home. And since our current market makes it almost impossible to write an offer contingent on selling your home or vice versa, the question continues to be, how do we do that? How do we make a move from one home to another in this current market? So let's dive in. Let's start by saying that this is not a one-size-fits-all situation. I made a move like this several years ago. Jessica made a move like this just last year. And this year alone, we've helped 5 families move from one home to another home. And none of them did it the same way. So it's important to start with an understanding of what your risk tolerance is, what your tolerance is for upheaval, and a good, thorough understanding of your financials. That will take you a long way. There are really 2 ways to go about a move like this. One is to sell your home first and then buy the home that you're moving to. The other option is to buy the home that you're moving to first and then sell the home that you're currently in. Seems pretty simple, right? Well, it's not, and let's dive into that. So 90% of our clients end up taking the first route, which is to buy their future home first and then sell the home that they're currently in. The reason most people end up taking this route is because they want certainty that the home that they dream of, that the home that they're going to is out there, that it's within their budget and it's attainable. It's much easier to make a move from one home to the next if you're excited about where you're going. So a lot of individuals want to know where they're going before they sell their current home. There's some difficulties and some risks associated with that. One of the risks is that you don't know what your current home will sell for. You haven't put it on the market yet. You haven't entertained offers. You don't have certainty around the sales price of your current home. So we like to advise our clients in that situation to look at the range. We'll give them a value. Your home is worth roughly this amount. If the low end of that range is comfortable, then this could be a good route for you. You want to be conservative in the valuation of your current home if you're going to make a big move before selling it. The other part that you have to consider if you're going to buy first and sell second is, can you financially make it happen? There are additional costs. You will be carrying 2 homes for a relatively short period of time, but you have to be financially prepared to be able to carry 2 homes for that period of time. Next, I'll also dive into some of the loan products that are out there to help make that move possible. But really, what is your risk tolerance? Can you financially make it happen? If so, if the answer is yes to both of those, then it could be the route for you. Okay, so you just heard what I said about the risk of buying before selling, and you've decided, it's okay, I'm okay with that risk, and I can handle the mortgages on 2 properties at the same time. But then what's next? What do we do? So there are a group of people in this world that have high enough incomes and money saved that they can get a traditional mortgage, just like they did when they bought their first home, and can go out in the world and buy another home without even having to worry about selling the current home that they live in. If that's you, bravo, props to you, amazing. Let's go house shopping, right? Next step is to take that pre-approval and find the house that you want. The reality is that most people don't fit into that category. Most people need some version of creative financing in order to bridge that gap from when they buy a home and sell their current home. There are bridge loans out there, and there are a variety of other loan products available to you. So it's important to really talk to lenders early on to figure out which loan product is going to help you make this move. You also have to go into it eyes wide open. Those loan products are more expensive. The goal is to shrink the period of time that you have that loan product so that the expense is reduced. So in that scenario, the minute that you got into contract on your new home, we would get to work to sell the current home that you're in. And really in any scenario, even if you're buying with a traditional loan, that the goal is to shrink the window of time from when you buy to when you sell your current home so that financially it's less difficult for you to do. Let's say you've listened to the video so far and you've decided that, you know what, I'm not okay with that risk. That you have to have certainty about what your home will sell for, your current home, before you can proceed with purchasing another home. That's okay. Everyone has different levels of risk tolerance. We have to work with your level of risk tolerance. In that scenario, you sell first and you buy second. The homes on the market that get the highest sales prices are prepared for the market, are presented well, are staged, and are easy to show. So if you're going to sell your home first and then buy second, and you do truly want to generate the highest sales price for your current home, there are some hoops that you're going to have to jump through. In this scenario, there are two options that our clients tend to take. One of them is to move most of their items, except for their bare necessities. Everything else goes into storage. It allows them to essentially camp out in their home. Stagers come in and stage, or partially stage. We might use some of your furniture so that you can live there and sleep there, but still pretty the space up so that it presents well in the market. We then put your home on the market, market it, and sell it. So in this scenario where you're living in your home while it's on the market, it's important to carve out large windows of time where your home can easily be shown. Agents are out showing a lot of property, and they can often take the path of least resistance, unfortunately. So you need to make sure that your home is easily shown, that an agent can show up during a window of time without an appointment and show your house. So there are hoops that you have to jump through. You're going to have to live through showings. You're going to have to keep your house clean. You're really going to have to minimize down to the bare essentials in order to do this. But at the end of the day, what you get is certainty about your sales price. Once offers come in, you can try and negotiate with buyers for a rent back so that you can stay in your home for a period of time after closing. That gives you just a little bit of extra time in order to find the next house that you want to go to. The risk in this scenario is that the perfect home doesn't come up and you've sold your house. At some point you have to move out. Those buyers are going to want to move into the home. And so you tend to have a very short window of time in order to find your next property. That is the risk that you take. There's another route if you want to sell your home first and buy second, which involves actually fully moving out of your house. And this is the route that a lot of our clients have taken if they have chosen to sell first. They move into short-term rental, completely prepare their home for the market and sell it. And then they have more time. Once their home is sold, they know what their budget is for their purchase on the other end. They don't have a short rent back. They don't have to move within a month or two. They can really take the time that they need to find the perfect home that fits what they want. That could be an option, right? If you want the certainty of selling first. If you sell first, there's still risks, and those should be understood. You have sold your home. You can't take it back. So if you sell your home and then realize that the perfect other home is not out there for you, that is a big risk that you're going to take. You also have the risk of interest rates going up or homes appreciating, and what you could have bought several months before you moved is now suddenly not in your budget. So you have to understand that if you sell first and buy second, there is a risk that the market will climb past your means. So I just threw a whole lot at you, and we really barely scratched the surface on this topic. There is so much more that we can talk about when it comes to moving from one home to the next. But the reality is the logistics actually are the easiest part of this entire process, no matter how complicated they sound. The emotional attachment that people have to their homes and being able to let that go and see their lives go in a different direction is the hardest hurdle for every single one of our clients. The emotional journey of moving from one home to another home can be the most difficult decision for every client. So if you want to do a deep dive into the emotional journey of moving from one home to the next, take a look at our blog. We update that regularly. We just wrote a whole article on this process. It's at majrealtors.com. Click on the link to review our blog and read up on that. And of course, if you're considering moving from one home to the next, reach out. We've guided a lot of clients through this process, and we're happy to meet with you.